Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. We are landing on Kael'thas today. Salami a Shalinore in our A through Z playthrough. The old KT versus the new KT. They're back to back. Now Kael'thas historically was one of my weakest characters in the game, and he's changed a lot over the course of his creation, or the course of his time in the game. They couldn't quite nail down what Kael'thas was supposed to do. But it seems like they've settled because he hasn't gotten very many changes in the past year. Most of the changes focused around trying to make his Pyroblast more competitive with the choice of Phoenix. That being said, I went from a 32% win rate with Kael'thas up to like a 49 or something. We checked right before I went live here with this video. Once again, I am doing a special Friday stream where I am recording these live on Twitch. If you guys like that idea and you want to come watch, we might do that more often. But without any further ado, let's go die to a Genji, because there has to be a Genji in this game, right? Isn't that how matchmaking works? You pick a squishy mage and then they all come kill you?
Salama.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Garden Terror today. There's no Genji! Woo! The friendly team, Greymane, Lucio, Garrosh, Kael'thas, and Kerrigan. The enemy team, Zu'Jin, Lieutenant Morales, Nazeebo, Johanna, and Kael'thas. Sometimes...
The battle begins.
So shit, do we want to go for Convection Oven here? I don't know.
Outstanding.
Shit. Damaging an enemy hero with Flame Strike increases his damage by 5, up to 100. This is by far his most picked talent, according to the internet, and his highest win rate talent at this tier. But if you die while you're trying to stack this up, you get a lot of bonus damage if you're able to complete it. But if you die while you're trying to stack this up, you lose all of your work and you have to start over from the beginning, which is obviously a little intimidating. Sending in Johanna's a little scary, but we'll go ahead and put the living bomb on her, throw out a stun, trying to hit Tazdingo, wasn't quite able to. And we are sitting pretty good on 4 stacks on our Q already. As long as, now normally team, I would be the guy who's like, let's go out and soak everyone. But if we're fighting middle, I'm gonna get as many stacks as I possibly can in this middle lane right now. You better believe that. Nice throw by Garrosh, sending Nazeebo into the tower, and we'll just do a flame strike right here, getting 2 more stacks, sitting at 7 out of the 20 that we need at the 55-second mark of this game. So we're already moving in the right direction here, boys. I'm just gonna go back for mana and then relocate to whatever lane needs me for lane clear. Now, Kael'thas, like I said, is one of those heroes that it took them a little while to nail down. When he was first introduced into the game, his Q ability was the best goddamn thing that the world has ever seen. You could augment it with your Verdant Spheres, which is your trait, and your Q ability, Flame Strike, to increase, I believe, the damage that it dealt, as well as the range of the ability. This meant you could just kind of do shit like this, but it would be even more impactful, like it would deal even more damage, and you could delete people from what felt like across the screen all the time. And it was really, really strong. It was too strong. And Blizzard went in and they made him more of a living bomb focus with his W ability. And that had instances where it was a little bit too strong. Our living bomb, what happens is we put a small damage over time effect on a character or hero, and then there was a talent that would allow this to spread on heroes, on minions. It would spread on anything. If you hit anything with it, it would move to something else. But there was a chain reaction aspect to this. So what would happen is you would go in with your W ability, and if you hit a... God, the KT is owning me. If you hit... there was a clip on Reddit. Maybe someone can find it and put it in the comments of this video by the time it actually goes live. There was a clip on Reddit of a Lily just minding her own business. I don't know why I'm doing the Wizard of Oz witch song, but just walking through the lane on Haunted Mines, just pushing it, and then this sleazy Kael'thas comes out of nowhere and puts two living bombs down on a minion wave, and the bombs chained from minion to minion to minion to minion to minion, and Lily was surrounded by minions. And each explosion chained another explosion, which took Lily from 100% health down to absolutely 0. Ouch, 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 ouch. In an instant, just because she happened to be surrounded by minions at a time. Now, that kind of talent was in the game since Kael'thas was made, but it wasn't popular because his Q build was so strong. Well, when people started doing that, and it was a little too good, that was removed. And now our W only chains if a hero walks into another hero. Which is still pretty good, mind you. I mean, we're doing damage to this Kael'thas up here, or Kael'thas, excuse me, and we haven't even been near him. So, I mean, that kind of stuff's good, especially when the enemy team has a Morales, and you know that her team is going to be kind of stuck next to them for the majority of the game. So we're able to kind of use their team comp against them at this rate. Uh-oh. Yeah. Dude, we're doing a good job of stacking this up. I'm at 14. We're doing so well. So, you know, that was kind of reined back. That was kind of put in position. And what they've been focusing on recently, like in the past year, he really hasn't received that many changes. The only thing that's really happened in the past year is trying to make his Pyroblast a little bit more competitive with his Phoenix heroic ability. So Phoenix is a fantastic zoning tool. It's great at keeping people away from you. It's great at keeping them away from objectives like this one, because we could just set the Phoenix down and then they'd have to push through that and take damage in order to contest. Pyroblast is historically the significantly less popular version, and it simply selects a hero for damage, then a giant orb of fire will chase after that hero and will deal damage to them if it's able to impact. Okay, we're only 2 away. Let's try to make sure we don't die here. Everything around me is dying. Did I body block him? Was he talking to me? He probably was. I wasn't looking where I was standing. Did that land? Fuck, I only need one more. I only need one more, team. I only need one more. Do we want to go for Sun King's Fury here or Burn Flesh? These guys are stacking in this thing like crazy. When Flame Strike damages 2 or more heroes, they take an additional damage equal to 8% of their maximum health. This seems really strong, especially when they have a Lieutenant Morales, and these guys are literally doing everything they can to get inside of my Flame Strike radius. Seems really cool. Now, from the very beginning of Kael'thas's release into the game, I liked his design. I liked the idea of having abilities that I could augment and then change how I interact. You moved him out of it! How dare you! Yeah, that hurt. I love the idea of augmenting your playstyle on the fly. So if we use our trait for our Q ability, it increases the radius. If we use our trait for our W ability, it gives us a second charge. And if we use our trait for our E ability, then it no longer goes away after it hits the first target. You can crowd control 2 different people, which is a really fun way to approach the battlefield, and I've always really enjoyed it. But regardless of my enjoyment of the character, he was my lowest win rate for quite some time. Garrosh and Kael'thas now hold that just because I don't like him. But I went on a crusade to try to improve my win rate with him, and we went up from 32% win rate, and we're sitting at 49 or 48 right now. Feels real good, man. Feels real. I'm going in. Here we go. Convection oven completed at the 6-minute, 35-second mark. That's not bad. That's not bad, boys. Are we going in on this? We doing the thing? Need to be careful. Now, even though his talents have been changed a lot over the years, I wouldn't say that he has one cemented talent build. He actually has some auto attack abilities you can pick up if you're not very good at landing your skills. Kind of like Chromie has Bronze Talons and Jaina has the Ice Fury Wand. Kael'thas has that as well. I wouldn't say it's very popular. He does have builds that are centered around his W ability as well. If you just wanted to focus on those and let that damage spread around to everything around you, that can be very strong. I was kind of hoping we would engage on that a little bit, but I guess we didn't want to. He didn't pick Dingo! I think we have to Pyroblast this game. I think we have to. Was it worth it? Yo, we're gonna Pyroblast this KT right now. Oh, so wasted. And this is my main problem with Pyroblast. 9 times out of 10, it just does not connect with the target that you were expecting it to connect with because your quality.
The Shamblers rise again. Free my seeds.
Here, take that. I attacked your hero. Take that. Is that a compliment or a diss? You can't tell. Do I actually like Lucio's music or do I not? You can't tell. Take that, guy. The problem with it is that 9 times out of 10, your target either doesn't die or they simply die before the Pyroblast actually does anything, like you just saw there. I have a really love-hate relationship with this ability simply because some of the people that I play with will pick this regardless of the situation. Now, I did think this one through. The reason I picked Pyroblast here today was to focus the Lieutenant Morales down, and because the enemy team's Zu'Jin did not go for the Tazdingo ultimate, so the damage that we deal to him could be pretty impactful and could stick quite a bit. That being said, I don't think it's a very good ult all the time, and you should definitely put some thought into picking it up, even though it is guaranteed damage. So the range of this ability was increased by 30% to make it a little bit more reliable. Nice done there. And it also, what else had to do? I wrote it down. It had its cast time reduced by 0.5 seconds to make it a little bit more reliable for casting it as well, because a big issue that it had before was that you would go to cast the Pyroblast and then literally someone would just move out of range while you were trying to cast it. I was trying to CC him, but we missed a little bit. This friendly team is completely dominating the sucker chumps on the enemy team. Yeah! Why? Wait, why? Why did it get canceled? I don't understand. I don't understand. What did I do? I was casting the Pyroblast. I was casting it like point blank on that Zu'Jin. And then it went on a 9-second cooldown. Maybe I moved while it was channeling. Okay. Well, won't do that again. Oh, feels bad, man. Feels real bad. I was gonna blow him up. I was gonna laugh at him. I was gonna shotgun him with a Pyroblast. All the talents at level 13 are now themed around his W ability, so you can kind of pick whatever you want to here. If you did go for the talent at level 7 called Sun King's Fury, I would typically recommend that you get the Fission Bomb here. But that being said, we didn't go for that. So I'm thinking that we go for Pyromaniac. Just nice freeze. Whoa. I wasn't ready for that. Also, I wasn't even big. Okay, that was my fault. That was my fault. I didn't realize the plant was pushing it off. But we're going to go for Pyromaniac just to reduce our cooldowns a little bit more. So each time Living Bomb deals periodic damage, Kael'thas' basic ability cooldowns are reduced by 1 second. So the idea is that we are focused on our Q in this build, and we're going to get another talent here at level 16 for our Q, and maybe even one at level 20. So I want to be able to cast as many Flame Strikes as possible. So that means as long as I use my Flame Strike and then use my W ability, we'll get cooldown reduction on our Flame Strike and could potentially have it up significantly more often. And that's what we're trying to accomplish today. The enemy team is pushing the bottom lane really aggressively. We have a slight level lead, but they just caught up now. And that fort that they took down means they are actually ahead on siege versus our team right now as well. Kerrigan for the friendly team is getting some camps right now, and Lucio and Garrosh are just now respawning, so we definitely need to be careful here. Definitely need to stay back here. They are likely stealing our camp right now, which is not much we could do about it, but look at that lane clear. Kael'thas is one of those mages that if you need him to split soak, he can do that. He can dual soak lanes simply because of how good his Flame Strike actually is at clearing out waves and how low of a cooldown it actually has. So we're getting some different signals here. Our friendly team diving in really deep, but I was cut off on the back line here. We didn't quite sync up. I'll try to CC this in Zebo, and hopefully these guys can get away, and I'll just keep throwing out Qs as much as possible. But obviously we weren't quite on the same page there. I don't really know why we were fighting without our Kerrigan anyway. So we were a man down because she wanted to get camps to add a little bit more map pressure. We are going to go for Fury of the Sunwell, and this is going to be a talent that allows our Q to go off twice, which means that, well, it's double the value if someone actually stands in it. One thing we can do that I'm not quite doing enough is not augment our Q ability, but instead get the dual application of our W, because if we have our W up more often, we would be able to get that cooldown reduction all the time. Does that make sense? So if we have 2 applications of our W, that means we can periodically just send these out and have lower cooldown reduction overall. But by expanding the size of our Flame Strike, it makes it just easier to land, and potentially we could hit more people. And with the Fury of the Sunwell, having 2 Flame Strikes take up a wider area could be significantly more powerful. So just something to think about. That's just part of the decision making that I think makes Kael'thas really fun to play. You're doing a lot of this on the fly. Hey, should I expand it here? Should I just go for more living bombs here? It's good. Good hero. I mean, I don't like playing him, but he's a good hero. So we do have the Garden Terror once again. Whoa, what did I just see? It was just the plant freaking out. Okay. We do have the Garden Terror once again. I didn't check to see if he had the Spell Shield talent. I didn't check to see if he had Superstition. But I doubt he's going to die from that. Kerrigan was picked off towards the top of the screen, and I'm not too sure he was up there killing her. Didn't quite see it. Garrosh currently cleaning up stuff in the bottom lane because, of course, Garrosh is known for his phenomenal lane clear. That was me being facetious.
I hate to say.
Garrosh could sit down here for like 20 minutes, and I would still be more effective by just coming and casting 1 Q.
No terror lasts.
So I kind of wish they would let me kind of fill that role, but I also didn't say anything, so we shouldn't be too surprised. Let's see if these guys want to push in here. Our Garden Terror is moving out, but of course the enemy team has their Garden Terror up as well. The enemy team's Kael'thas is sitting out some chains, and we are looking to be defensive here, unfortunately. It's never really what you want to do with the Garden Terror, but never mind. Maybe he's just moving out. Maybe he's just moving out. I thought we were going to be polymorph for a quick second there, but looks like we're going to be okay. I'm just going to rotate up to the top lane really fast just to clean this up so we don't have to deal with this problem. And with the Living Bomb too, that should be fine. That should do it. Yeah, close enough. And let's try to defend this keep and keep this alive. Wow, that guy went in deep for that. He went in real deep for that. Pyroblast coming off cooldown in just a moment. Oh, this is looking good. We're going to augment our W ability to stun these guys. Unfortunately, Garrosh moved their hardest hitting hero into me and got me killed. Thanks, Garrosh. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, our entire team now, other than Greymane, is now dead. And Greymane... Oh, he's going in. Is he going to be able to take down the Dingo, though? I don't think so, because Lieutenant Morals is keeping him alive. Luckily for us, the enemy team not looking to push super hard right now. Instead, trying to get a camp and trying to look for kills, which is going to give us ample time to respawn and hopefully defend this bottom keep once again. Yeah. How do I say this politely? Maybe I don't say anything. I just want to be like, hey, maybe don't throw people into me. But I don't know. We'll probably take it as the wrong. We'll probably get it misconstrued, you know what I'm saying? Like I use my E ability to specifically stun 2 people there so I could do more damage with my Q. But unfortunately what happened was while they were stunned, he just repositioned the Dingo onto me, which is not what we wanted at all. Trying to deal as much damage as we can here. Has Dingo on the back line. We'll try to stun him before he's able to get his guillotine off. And try to deal some damage to this Kael'thas as he's running away. That is difficult. That is hard. Oh God, no!
Study your opponent. Find their weakness.
It is time.
The surprise
Must be done.
Nazebo. The surprise Nazebo coming out of nowhere. I thought it was zombies. And it's gonna get to him. Holy crap, man! What are you doing? So our damage actually isn't that bad, and I've died a lot less than I thought I was going to. The enemy team is level 20, and they are pushing into our defenses a little bit. We do have catapult pressure down in the bottom lane, but we already talked about how good our lane clear is. And honestly, Gul'dan's lane clear is pretty solid as well, and Kerrigan's can be based on the talents that she went. So hers is okay. I wouldn't say it's anything spectacular. Don't split. Right now, group up, group up, group up. We do have everyone alive once again. Level 20 has been achieved, and we're going to go for Flamethrower here, which increases the range of our Flame Strike by 40%. If Flame Strike hits 2 or more heroes, its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds. So we're hopefully going to use this safely from very far back and get a lot of value. This is our Flame Strike range now. It's basically our entire screen, which can be very, very strong. Looks like Johanna is rotating up from the bottom lane. Oh, there's a good Flame Strike opportunity there. We hit a couple people with that one. Is Evo trying to push in against our back line here? We're once again going to reposition. Throw a Flame Strike in over here. Maybe HotS Dingo with this. Oh, actually, that's such a terrible idea, isn't it? I didn't think that through one bit. Lowering his health is not something that we want to do. And unfortunately, our entire team once again taken down. We just don't have the team fight capability in this match for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Was that the right Pyroblast target? Absolutely not. But I didn't deal enough damage to him to significantly increase his attack speed because Morales was just sitting there healing him. He did have the stim drone, but I definitely should have focused all of my attention on Morales if I was capable of doing so. So a little bit of a misplay on, well, a big misplay on my part in that fight, but I think all the damage was done. Like, we were already losing people prior to me making that decision. Catapults are hitting the core in the bottom lane. They're getting through that shield pretty fast. Kerrigan is alive to deal with it, but she's choosing to AFK in the base rather than going out to defend the core whatsoever. So it looks like this game is going to be over. But yeah, not a lot of changes to Kael'thas in the past year. It seems like his playstyle was a bit cemented, and it seems like they like the place that he's at right now. I would say that he's still a pretty well-rounded mage. I do think I prefer, just personally, playing Jaina a little bit more. And by a little bit more, I mean a lot more. I prefer it a lot more. But Kael'thas is certainly good for the players that enjoy him. They're not drastically changing him anymore, so you can actually get comfortable with him. We did 40% of our team's hero damage, which I didn't feel like I was doing that much at all. So maybe that's a statement on how well our team was performing today. But pretty solid hero nonetheless. Brings a lot of great lane clear, a lot of great area of effect damage in team fights, especially if you have targeted stuns. And he has some really interesting combat decision making with whether or not he wants to get cooldown reduction with the talent that we picked at level 13, or whether or not he wants to increase the range of his Q, or maybe stun multiple targets as well. Fits into a lot of team comps really well. If you go in with like an ETC or a Tyrande or Uther, you can chain stuns incredibly well. And of course, with Cleanse slowly being removed from the game, those stuns can be even more impactful this time next year. Who knows? The talents I went for in today's video, if you want to play along at home, is Convection. It's called the Convection Oven, obviously. Netherwind, Burned Flesh, Pyroblast, Pyromaniac, Fury of the Sunwell, and Flame Thrower. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the sub button, subscribe, all that stuff that you know how to do on YouTube. It's kind of weird saying that while we're live on Twitch, though. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And we will be back next time with our look at Kael'thas. Yet another mage that I am really, really bad at. Oh, we're in the slump for heroes right now. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.